What's going on, fragrance family? It's your man Gator, better known as the Novice Nose out here in these fragrance streets. And today I wanted to come to you guys with a video that's a little bit different than what I usually do. So I've had a lot of you in my inbox recently requesting that I do like my top 5 fall fragrances or my top 10 winter fragrances. And you know, I see a lot of those videos out there in the community right now, and that's fine, but I've always been one to kind of focus on a specific fragrance and kind of do a breakdown on that particular fragrance in long form, and you know, just so I could give you guys the wearing experience on that fragrance, you know, in particular. But I do see the utility for you guys in me doing a video like that, to kind of take a collection of different fragrances, kind of giving you a brief synopsis, short form of those fragrances, so that you can kind of be more informed as you're, you know, trying to figure out which fragrance to invest in your fragrance journey. So, and besides, I want to teach the truth to the youth. So I'm here to do that, guys. I'm here to give you info. That's what I'm here for. So right now I want to give you my, it won't only be my top 5. This is 5 or maybe 1 to grow on fall and winter fragrances that I think you need to keep on your radar. So one more caveat, all the fragrances that I'm talking about are actually fairly new releases, and they're actually cloned or inspired by fragrances. So these are fragrances that are going to be inspired by other fragrances that have been out on the market, familiar DNAs for the fall and the winter time, but it doesn't make them any less spectacular here. The other thing is that most of them came out in 2024, I think, with the exception of 2 of them, and the 2 that are exceptions actually came out at the end of 2023, so I'll give them a pass and move them on into 2024's release schedule. So the first fragrance I'm going to talk about is actually one of those fragrances. This fragrance is French Avenue's Royal Blend. As you can see, I did a long form on this video, on this fragrance recently, and I was amazed at how many people were interested in this fragrance. Now, if you can't tell by the bottle, I mean, this is inspired by Kilian's Angel's Share. I mean, and it is a very good inspiration or inspired by fragrance here. With this one, you're getting that sweetness that you would get in the OG Angel Share, but you're also getting the woodiness and the booziness that's in that original OG fragrance as well. A lot of the other inspired bys of the Angel Share DNA that are out there right now, or that claim to be inspired by, they're a little bit overly sweet. They don't have the woody nuance, and not as much as the boozy nuance. This one nails all of those facets. It dries down to this beautiful sandalwood and vanilla on skin. It is amazing. The sillage on this thing is great. I mean, this is a compliment monster. I've had this, like I said, for a few months or so now, and I've had the chance to wear it in the office a few times. People have not only commented on it, but have asked and inquired about it. What are you wearing? Where can I get it from? It's that type of fragrance, and I think that this is something that if you're looking for that Angel Share type DNA, you don't want to put that type of money out there, this will be a great alternative to that. It doesn't have the richness of the oak of that OG, but it does have a good bit of the woodiness that the OG has. It just kind of amps up the sandalwood, and with that vanilla, it is an intriguing and intoxicating combo. So again, this might be one to put your hands on. This is, again, French Avenue's Royal Blend. Now, the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is another one of those 2023, late 2023 releases that I just kind of moved over. But I don't see a lot of people talking about it until just recently. I think a couple of people, I think maybe Post Cologne, talked about it. This has been sitting in my maturation drawer probably, or it was sitting in my maturation drawer probably about 3 months before I actually pulled it out to use it. But I was amazed by how it turned out after it sat in maturation for a while. This is Lattafa Pride Collection's L'Antiques 1505, and it's going to be kind of hard to pull it on with the light, but of course this is the 3D-ish type of clock and everything on here. Now, this fragrance is inspired by Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. Very good inspiration on that one. The OG's cherry is a little bit fresher though. Now, when you first spray this on, you're getting a good blast of that cherry. It's like a sweet but kind of syrupy type of cherry. It's got a little bit of tartness to it though. And so it's like I said, it presents a lot like a machino cherry. And it's got a little bit of saffron in there to kind of give it a bit of texture. So it's almost like a almost chocolatey, peppery type of nuance that kind of comes in when you first spray it on as well. As it goes into the dry down though, you're getting a good dose of that gaiac wood. You're getting a good bit of smokiness and amberiness. What I will say is that the wearing experience on this is great because it doesn't necessarily project out very loud at all. The loudest it'll be is when you first spray it on, but after that spray, it kind of shrinks into your skin, gives you about a 2-foot sillage on it. But I mean, a 2-foot projection, but the sillage on this is amazing. It leaves these little cherry notes in the air as you walk by. That is just an intriguing type of thing for people. And this is another one that people would ask me a lot about what it was that I was wearing, and it was this. This is a great fragrance. I think it's also pretty affordable right now. I think it's in that $30 range. It's something that has some lasting power too. It'll last on skin for anywhere from 7 to 8 hours. And like I said, not super beast mode. It is sultry. It's one of those fragrances that you can get up next to somebody with, and they'll just kind of be sniffing on you. It's that type of fragrance. This is Dantique's 1505. Now, the next fragrance actually wasn't even the most popular fragrance in its line, but it is perfect for the time of year that we're going into right now. This is part of Paris Corner's North Stag Expressions line. There wasn't a whole lot of people that talked about it for a while because they were kind of caught up on North Stag's Quatre and North Stag's Trois and even Un. But my favorite from that collection, I have all of them now, my favorite from that collection was this one. This is North Stag Deux. There you go, with the duh. And I kind of want to, everybody talks about this gaudy jewel on here. Kind of like it. Kind of like the design of the bottle. It's different. So, if you haven't heard yet, this fragrance is was inspired by parfumsdemarly's Layton. It's a fairly decent interpretation of that fragrance as well. One of the things that I like about the wearing experience on this one though is that it doesn't have an overdose of the mentholy hit that some of the other inspirations that are out there have. If you're talking about a Detour Noir, that's actually more menthol at the top and then it goes really woody. This one I feel like stays truer to the actual latent DNA. When I first got it, I felt like it was a little bit lighter in the ass than the actual latent was, or most of the other inspirations of it was. But as I began to wear it, I realized that this is one of those that's kind of a sneaky traveler on your skin. Like when you put this on, you're thinking, okay, well, it must be fading away. I don't smell it. But it actually is going on for at least 5-6 hours. And you won't even notice that it's there sometimes, but people that are around you will. They will notice the sillage on this fragrance. Another one of my more complimented fragrances last, in the winter of earlier this year here in January and February. I had a lot of people in the office that, were really amazed that this wasn't latent. We have one of my coworkers that actually wears that latent DNA all the time. And I'm not sure if he has latent. I think it is latent, but I never thought to ask him if he's wearing latent. But I recognize it in the air. But I had a lot of people say, oh, you're wearing that latent today. So I guess he was telling people he's wearing latent, but he's like, you're wearing latent today. Oh, really? So I think that this is a fragrance that is a lot closer to that latent DNA than people give it credit for. As far as the projection on it, it's a softer projector. I feel like it comes into your skin a little bit, but the sillage again on this one is awesome, and it is sneakily a good performer in the colder weather. When it gets a little crisp air on this actually floats, man. It travels a lot better than what you would think it does. It comes across with that nice warm apple pie type of vibe to it, and with the vanilla and everything, but it also comes across a little light, a little fresh. This is something that I think is a great pickup. It was at 60 something dollars when it first dropped, but now I think you can find it, if you can find it, for around $35 to $40. Great pickup in my opinion. This is something you may decide to get you may benefit from getting your hands on for this time of year. This is North Stag Expressions Duh. Let's see if I can put that duh on the screen. Pause. Here we go. Go this side. Now I remember when I first saw this next fragrance, it was on Aromatics channel. I think Neeb was at one of the scent expos in Dubai, and he was just going across fragrances, and he kind of centered in on this black bottle with a bullet going through it. You know, we were familiar with the Spectre Ghost and the regular Spectre. We knew about those particular fragrances, but this one was a black bottle with a black bullet going through it, and we were trying to figure out what was going on with that fragrance. Then we found out what it was actually a clone of, and we were super excited about it. So, fragrance in question actually is this guy. This is Spectre Wraith. Now, a little bit of the buzz has calmed down on this fragrance, but when it first dropped, this was a very anticipated fragrance, and I don't understand why people aren't talking about it more than what they are, because this is a fantastic interpretation of Kilian's Black Phantom. Black Phantom is one of those fragrances that I made sure to keep in my arsenal. I have some in there right now. It is a fragrance that for me was super intriguing, super sexy. It's got the coffee, it's got the dark chocolate, it's got this beautiful leatheriness to it. It's got this backdoor spiciness in there that just kind of, it's an intriguing fragrance. Now, I know I use that word intriguing a lot in this video because a lot of these fragrances are they're very much intriguing. They're fragrances that people want to get next to, want to sniff on, and this was no question. This is dark. It's just like the OG in a way, and I want to actually put this one on a strip again too, just because I want to put that DNA out in the air. Atomize is okay on this one, but juice inside is amazing. So this has been sitting in maturation right now, probably, and I think when I first got this fragrance, I did a video on it, and I said I was going to put it in maturation, just to wait on the fall and winter. Well, winter is coming. Winter is almost here, and this fragrance is ready for it right now. It's got this beautiful sillage on this one as well. It's got that sandalwood, and I love sandalwood, especially in the fall, because it gives this creaminess, but it also gives a depth. This one is great. I can't wait to put another wearing on it. I actually have not worn it since maybe I did the testing on it back in, I think, May or so, but it's just been sitting there waiting on me, and I am glad to welcome this back to the fragrance rotation right now. I'm super excited about it. It's got longevity out the wazoo. I'm looking at 8 to 9 hours on this one. Sillage, again, is great. Projection on this one actually is really great as well. When you pass by people, they're gonna smell it. That sillage is amazing. One of the better interpretations of Black Phantom, and I've smelt some of the other ones. I smelt the one from Alexandria and everything. This was better. I mean, to be completely honest, get your nose on it, or get your hands on it. Right now, it's around $35, $40. This is French Avenue's Spectre Wraith. Now, if you know me, you know I am a presentation guy. I am big on, you know, the boxes. I love the nice box presentations and things like that. But bottles are also an interesting thing to me. I love an interesting looking bottle. I mean, that Spectre Wraith that I just was talking about, very interesting looking bottle. This one is actually very interesting as well because I feel like it ties into the name of the fragrance. So, fragrance in question is this one. This is Lumiere Gourmand. The bone up on my French here. But Lumiere Gourmand. This looks like a lamp. And Lumiere in French, of course, is light. So, light boy. But yeah, this one has that lamp look to it when you have it here. This is actually a great bottle. But you know what's even better? The fragrance inside. So, this is inspired by Dolce & Gabbana's The One Luminous Night. Luminous, Lumiere, light, light, light. Oh, I see. I get it. Anyway, so the superstar in here is the dates. The dates give it a fruity, not like a super like sweet, syrupy sweet type of fruit, but what it is that it gives you more of a darker, more subdued type of fruitiness. And it is sweet, but it's not like a sugary bubblegum type of sweet. It's like I said, a darker, more brooding, mysterious type of sweetness here. And I think some of that actually is even bolstered more by the fact that it has a nice incense note in here, and that incense gives it a nice smokiness to that fruitiness. Beautiful blend with that. You add sandalwood to it. Of course, you got to add some sandalwood, and what that does is it textures it even more. It has an amberiness to this particular fragrance, and that it's another one that just trails. It has this beautiful scent trail. This is another one that people will ask you what it is that you're wearing when you put this particular fragrance on. This is actually a pretty long-lasting fragrance too. It lasted until laundry day. That's the type of fragrance it is, on clothes at least. I got 8 hours on skin, medium to moderate projection on it. But again, the sillage is another superstar on this fragrance. It is definitely worth the price of admission. I think it's $35 to $40 as well. Get your nose on this. This is Lumiere Gourmand, inspired by The One Luminous Night. Now, I told you guys I was going to give you 5 and 1 to grow on. And the one to grow on, I think, is one that you guys are going to want to pick up. So, one of the fragrances that has been kind of holy grail status for a lot of people in the last couple of years in Fragcom has been YSL's Baby Cat. You're looking at a beautiful, leathery, smoky type of nuance with a big dose of some raw vanilla. So it's got this raw sex appeal, you know, to that fragrance. Well, there have been a couple of different inspirations that have been out there on the market. I think the more popular one has been Paris Corner's Rificat. And people have raved about that particular fragrance for a while. And Rificat's good. I got it in there right now. One of my more complimented fragrances. And I may end up doing a versus between Rificat and this guy here. This is a great inspiration. A great inspiration of YSL Baby Cat. This is one that people don't talk about a lot yet. This is French Avenue Fierte, and I think it may actually go into Fragrance World or French Avenue Fierte. But I think when you look it up online, it comes up in the Fragrance World. But the bottle, the box is French Avenue. Speaking of horrible box on this fragrance, just want to put that out there again. Horrible boxing, and the bottle is actually not that cute either. I mean, it's got a fox or wolf on the top. I like the bottom, the orb style, but the rest of it kind of sucks. Regardless of what the bottle looks like, the fragrance on the inside of this bottle is remarkable. Now, with this fragrance, you're getting a very good interpretation of what that Baby Cat DNA is. I feel like it's slightly a little bit more vanilla forward than the OG is, and it's definitely more vanilla forward than the Rifacat. Rifacat's got a little bit more of the saffron punch in the top. This was a lot smoother. That saffron is there, yes, but it's got a lot more of a smoother entry into the body of the fragrance. It does remind me more of the OG Baby Cat when it comes into its first initial transition than the Rifacat does. And I'm going to do a versus on those two here coming up to kind of see which one is the better of the two fragrances. To be honest, I think that both of them are great. I would give the edge to this one because you're getting that vanilla, you're getting the saffron, you're getting that spiciness, and you're getting that leatheriness in this fragrance, but in a lot smoother presentation than what you're getting it in the Rifacat. The other thing that Rifacat does kind of give some people is a little bit of the burnt vanilla, burnt leatherish type thing. You don't get that in here. I didn't really find it a lot in the Rifacat myself, but I do see where it's kind of coming from. I can see where people might get that interpretation in the nose. This one doesn't have that. Like I said, it's a little bit more vanillic, but that more vanillic tone of it gives it a lot smoother entry, you know, into the air. I think this is great. This is one that I feel is very underrated. I think people need to actually put their nose on this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic pickup for the fall, and it actually has the power to cut through that winter cold. This is great. I think you guys need to actually pay attention to how this one moves and get it now, because I think it's like $35 or so online. But I guarantee it's going to go up in price in the next few months here. This is French Avenue's Fierte. That's all I got, guys. I know that was a kind of abbreviated list. I have a whole bunch more that I want to give to you guys on those, but I'm going to kind of stagger them out a little bit so you guys can actually, you know, have a chance to catch them in short form and kind of digest what they are and see if they're right for you to make the investment in your fragrance journey. As always, guys, make sure you like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and of course, make sure you share this video with somebody you know that loves fragrances, guys. And if you have any suggestions for the list that you want me to go ahead and throw on there, or maybe even, you know, do a test on, hey, just let me know. That's all I got, guys. Peace out.